Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you are enjoying this show, you can also check out the premiere Boyz podcast, hosted by myself, Aaron Keetook Sands, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live Chief Mighty Mal, where we discuss everything that's going on in the culture, from love, relationships, music, sex, politics, and many more. We can make you laugh, but the show could get a little raunchy, and it may not be for everybody. But if you are curious to listen to the Premier Boy podcast, you can tune in to the Premier Boy podcast every Wednesdays at 12 a.m. or all podcast platforms, a part of the Premier Powerverse Network. Other shows that you can check out on the Premier Powerverse Network is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mel every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Listen and support every show in the Premier Powerverse, including this show, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, who is also a part of the Premier Powerverse Network. Thank you for listening to this message and check out the show. Chill! You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 9. Chill! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, one fourth of the Premier Boyz podcast, and your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And this is the mid-season finale of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. I just want to say thank you everybody who checked out the first 8 episodes of season 9 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. It really means a lot. And once again, thank you for continuing to be on the journey. And on this episode, we have our special guest. We have a returning guest. He is one fourth of the Premier Boyz podcast. He is the host of King Talk with Aaron Sands and the host of Afterhours with Aaron Sands, which is coming real soon. We got Aaron King Talk Sands in the building, and we're going to talk about many things. This is the Brotherhood crossover part 2. So y'all already know we're going to have a lot of dope conversation during this episode. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Yo. This is the fresh one. They call me Mally Mal, the man. And you're listening to the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast with my boy, the gentleman, Ken. Shouldn't be anywhere else right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, it's time for Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, some relationships do not work out because God prepared you to make it work with somebody else who is more meant for you. Because one person I don't want you and somebody else, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-off Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Like That Pocket spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Riding Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com, and tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Yeah!
This is Aaron Sands, and you are now listening to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I got my special guest. He is a returning guest. This guest has been on the show probably the most than any other guest I have on the show. He not only a guest, he is a guest co-host. He does the wrestling prediction show on this show. He is 1/4 of the Premier Boyz podcast. He is the host of King Talk with Aaron Sands. And he got a new show coming out called Afterhours with Aaron Sands. We're going to talk more about that. We got the man, the brother, the homie, Aaron King Talk Sands in the building. Welcome back to the show, bro.
What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? We are back at it again. Just when you thought, we wasn't really gonna, chop it up for real. You back at it again. I'm glad to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, in all honesty, I'm really glad to be back again and, getting ready for the fall season, quarter 4 for the year. So yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, there you go. And it's crazy because y'all can see Sands on the wrestling prediction show, but it's been a while since he's been on the show on a normal catch-up episode. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we didn't do this in about 3, the last one 3 years, right?
Yeah, the last time we did this type of episode was season 6 of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, which was the Brotherhood crossover part 1, because this is now part 2. So yeah.
I like these long gaps because you got enough time for, things to happen and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got enough time for life to happen for it to, all right, we have that comeback for real. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I think that's a really big deal.
Yeah, that's a fact, son. You already know I'm happy to have you back on the show for this type of episode. So, yeah, bro. So for those who don't know who you are, bro, because I do got a lot of new listeners, I need you to reintroduce yourself. Tell them where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff.
All right, what's crazy? I told you over the in the pre-chat that I looked over the questions once, and what's crazy? This was the hardest question because I know there's a lot of new viewers between then and now. So first of all, I want to say what's good. My name is Aaron Sands, and I come from Brooklyn, New York. Currently residing in Poughkeepsie, New York. Basically in New York, I was born and bred, honestly. I'm a promoter, photographer, professional shit talker, aspiring trader. Wear a lot of hats. One of the best, currently the newest, greatest hat that I could wear right now is a husband. It's a husband. That's my greatest hat right now. It's my best attribute, being there for somebody that I deeply care about and, doing the life thing. So That's like my biggest hat. But yeah, outside of that, podcaster, photographer, professional shit talker, aspiring trader, day trader. So yeah, that's all me.
I did go, and we're gonna dive more into everything that you just mentioned. We're gonna dive into all of that, and let me give a little backstory on how I knew Sands. You know, me and Sands, we went to high school together, and we pretty much been friends ever since. There you go. Just keep it short and sweet. Just keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, like that we could go really like way in the way back machine for like the stories that I have for not only for you but for the whole team for real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, it's a journey, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about this whole thing with life. Like it's a whole ass journey. And
It is.
we
Yeah.
just here with it, and you know, the rarity of it is you finding people that you can really rock with for as long as you know what I'm saying, for as long as you could, for real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's a testament, if you will. It's a testament.
It is. It is. I mean, I'm blessed to have you and Jerns. We started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Facts.
No pun intended. But yeah, you know, and and yeah, you know, I appreciate it. I've been on almost 25 years. Jeez, I've been almost
That's
25 years.
crazy. Like that,
That's
you really
crazy.
said 25 years. You remember you used to celebrate that for real?
Facts. Yeah, we had. Wow. That it is something to celebrate. I ain't gonna hold you. It is something to celebrate.
It is. You got a lot of people think about it. Like, granted, you got friends out here that, like, you know, especially in our class, if you will, that's still cool to this day for real. And it's really a test of time for real to see that.
Yeah, it is, son. And yeah, like I said, I'm glad to have y'all. About to have everybody else who came along the way. You know, Roddy, Molly, Rob. You know, everybody else. So yeah, you know, yeah, because not a lot of people had long friendships. So I appreciate have brothers like y'all. So yeah,
You know, it's crazy, and that's a big thing, especially nowadays with like people lacking loyalty and everything like that. Like that's a whole thing. Loyalty is now more important now than ever for like.
yeah, son, yeah. All right, but let's get into it though. Let's get into it. So I'm asking some icebreaker questions. I ask icebreaker
Okay.
questions before we get into the main topics. I'm asking icebreaker questions. All right, so my first icebreaker question is: what is something you do for peace? What's something that give you peace?
Um, One of the things that gives me peace is me sitting like I like sitting by like bodies of water. I like sitting by like we have like a lot of rivers like Brooklyn, even if it gets together the Hudson River. And I like sitting by the river, like just chilling, just reflecting on shit. You know what I'm saying? I also like video games. That helps bring me peace. I'm like literally like right now as I'm doing this interview, I'm on Call of Duty right now, so it's like it's a whole thing, you know. Um, Not only to be able to have enjoyable conversation and just trying to get the stress off from the day. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, yeah.
you know life be life for real. You know what I'm saying? Like so, you try to get
Does.
stress off. You know what I'm saying? It's better than just taking it out on people. So that helps bring peace and brings me like tranquility
No, I agree.
on the day,
I agree,
especially if you
son.
work for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely a fact. So that's definitely a fact, yo. All right, what is one place you want to travel to next that you have not traveled to yet?
All right, so boom, right? I saw this question too, and I was like, okay, I got to actually talk about my travel shit real quick, right? So last August, right, I was in VR. I was doing the birthday out there, and it was pretty fire. I ain't gonna hold you. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Me and Babe was out there for the birthday, and it was a pretty good experience. For where I want to go next, I got like three places for real. I either want to do like Dubai,
Mm,
and I ain't going there for what folks think folks would be going there just for what I'm saying like for some real scandalous type shit. So yeah, we ain't going for that. We going for the sights. Just want to clarify that because got some folks out here. Um, Second spot I would go to would be like Tokyo.
mm.
You know, because I definitely like the culture out there. It's definitely a pretty good vibe. Yeah. Um, and then another thing I wanted to do, what me and my wife was talking about, was doing like a cruise. I wanted to go like on a cruise or whatever. I was always scared because like large bodies of water, like what I'm saying, like
Yeah,
and you just
yeah,
out there, like bro, like what are you doing? So
yeah,
That's one of the things I want to do too. There's like a lot of activities there. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like, you know, folks in our age, like, you definitely got to travel. You know, so definitely got to take that time.
Yeah, yeah. Facts, facts. And I agree with you on those. I agree with all three places. I would definitely want to do all those things too. I'm not gonna hold you. All right, what is your favorite go-to food that you like to eat?
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, if like if we didn't cook or anything like that, and if I was like just dad's hungry, I'll go get some tacos. Nah, that I'll get some tacos. And you know what the crazy part about it is we was doing Taj.
Word.
That was like the after spot. We go to the taco spot.
It was, yeah, yeah, word. The taco spot, you heard, yo. Word. Ah, man, I met that
That
spot.
was
I'm not gonna
that
hold
was the
you.
vibe. We used to get tacos after the venue. And ever since then I don't know what it was. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm into some tacos. Like I like me some tacos.
I'm not gonna hold you facts. I agree with you on that, son. Yeah, that taco spot when we used to go to at the Taj, yo. It used to be mad good. Though. I ain't gonna hold you, yo.
And you had the baddies there. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? What was going on?
Yeah, yeah. I want this through there. When did that taco spot through there? Cause I
You
don't
know
do
something
nothing.
crazy?
Yeah, what
I
happened,
feel
son?
like maybe like I didn't go there. I went by there. I'll say like 2, 3 weeks ago. It was still there.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice, nice.
I don't know if it's there now, but it's still there.
Hopefully, hopefully it is, son. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. And what is in your headphones right now? It could be an album, a song, or even a podcast. What are you listening to right now?
I'm listening to Premier Boy's podcast season 4. 'Cause I've been letting a lot of shit slide between now and then, and I got some shit to get off my chest.
Oh boy.
Um, so yeah, I'm preparing for that. Outside of that, what's in my headphones in terms of music? I've been listening to like a lot of oldies lately. It's crazy. I've been listening to Hall and Oates. Oh shit.
Mm.
Listen to Hall and Oates. I listen to Carole King
Mm.
and the Spinners for some reason.
Nice, nice. No, those are good picks.
Like
Those hold,
just been in that mode. I've been like in a bit of a love mode. So,
nah, I don't blame you, son. I don't blame you, son. I'd be doing the same thing, son. So I do not blame you on that. The old school stuff, son. So yeah, yeah. So also, other than the podcast, what have you been up to? What have you been up to since the last time you've been here?
man, I've been grinding, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I've been having a hard time trying to get up with folks and everything like that. Work has been working. I've been pretty much running and managing the whole office in terms of the build out and setting up meetings. Like we got meetings going into like April of like 2026 so far.
Oh,
And yeah, it's been crazy. So we've just been kind of like setting everything with that up. That's been a pretty like time thing for me. Um, what else? I've been learning how to trade. I've been learning how to do day trading and everything like that. I've been wanting to do content on it,
mhm.
but I've been kind of like a little nervous about that for real because I'm still learning or whatever. So that's been kind of a thing, and I'm thinking like maybe I should just like say F it and just do it for the most part. So I've been kind of debating with that, but I've been like kind of doing like demo trading, and that's been like some of my strategies been working out. It's just having like more discipline, and I'm trying to learn that. Um, I've been practicing talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I was coming across a lot of topics that we've been talking about like in the chat and what people have been sending me, and I'm like, you know, it's been it's been kind of crazy, and I had to talk to people about it. So in a sense, I've been practicing shit talking. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry, son. We are prepared for that season 5. Don't worry. We are preparing for that
Oh,
season
no, for
5.
sure. Like it's gonna be a bit of a vibe for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna have a little sneak peek here in this episode. Don't worry. We're gonna have a sneak peek here. So yeah,
That's gonna be fire.
yeah.
Outside of that, just trying to catch up with family and friends, and trying to keep in the positive mindset. I'm feeling more positive than I did in the last conversation we had.
Yeah.
And I don't really look at it like, to be fair, like just for the viewers, like I don't really look at this like as a whole ass interview. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like a therapy session.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
checking in and everything like that, trying to see what's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, one thing I will say, and I'll make an apology too about it. Um, I've been trying to like figure out like boundaries and shit. And one instance was on this podcast, and we were doing like a whole like I think what was the event we were doing? I think we were doing WrestleMania.
No, SummerSlam. SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. We were doing SummerSlam.
It was recent, pretty recent.
Yeah, like not that long ago. And we got onto the topic of Hulk Hogan, and I was like, "Yo, you know what? Yeah, he did this, this, and this, but then he was a POS, and what I'm saying, like it was a whole thing, the whole spiel, and it got crazy, and I'm like, okay, all right, maybe that would have been like a little much for real, and then me and bro, we talked about it, and it was a whole thing, so I learned from that, and I'm like, okay, I'm learning from it, and I'm like, all right, I want to try to do something different for the most part. So, especially, and this is going to lead to like the after hours conversation for real. So in this case, I didn't want to like disrespect the pod like that for real. I should have definitely ended on a brighter note. So for that, I am sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely was a fucked up move, and we definitely want to try it different on this show. I can't promise you the same thing for Premier Boys and After Hours though, but I'm going to show you that shit for here. I got
No.
that here.
Nah, yeah, but you ain't gonna hold you. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for that. We always have a good conversation, but I appreciate you for the apologies, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Nah, no,
But
but yeah, it's just a thing about learning boundaries and shit. So I've been trying to do that and trying to see folks more. That's my biggest hurdle that I'm
nah,
working on right now.
that dope, son. That's dope. I ain't gonna lie, that dope, too. Once again, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. All right, so one thing that happened in May of 2023 is you got married to the love of your life, son. So I want to tell you how were you feeling during the wedding, and how did it feel to become a husband from when you first got married to now? But how was that journey for you so far?
All right, so you know what that sound like when you said, "Oh, I fell in love with the love of my life." It
Yeah.
reminds me of when like Ghost was telling Tasha, it was like, "Come on, Tasha, I just lost the love of my life." Like that's wild work. I'm like, "Oh, that's your wife, bro. Come on, that's crazy work." But he really did lose love of his life though. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty. All right. 2023. Yes. Honestly, like what I'm saying, like it felt right. You know what I'm saying, like, and I say it felt right mainly because of how long we've been. You know what I'm saying, like how long we've been doing this. You know what I'm saying, how long we've been doing the thing. It was natural. It wasn't like you know you. It's like when people rush it. You know what I'm saying? People rush like relationships or whatever. Like you could tell like it. You could tell if it feels right or not. You could tell if it like if you really feel like that spark is going to be there for so long. Um, I get here with Bay, and you know, it's something like we both just honestly built together. Honestly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it definitely built like on like feelings, emotions, love, and things like that. But it gets deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bond there. You know, you could love somebody and shit, right? But like there's a whole difference when there's like a whole lot has bond, and then there's so many things like, and it's personal really, and I like to keep that between me and her. But there's so many like similarities and like coincidences that's there between us that just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that meant a lot. And then what meant more, and what kind of like took it to the like, it really was like a big thing for me. It was like when I was like the lowest point of my life, like when you already know when like Tab passed and everything like that, and it was
Yeah.
I was in a dark space. And one of the biggest, deals with that was like she helped me get out of that. She really helped me like dig myself out of that, because I felt like that would have been something that would have been like really insurmountable. What I felt like would have been like extra insurmountable for her. She didn't make it feel like that would be the case for her. Like it was more or less, her knowing like I didn't have to show her how to be a wife for real. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of ladies like, oh well, if you date me, then I'm gonna learn to be a wife type shit. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, like some things you just know. You know what I'm saying? Like as a man, some things you just know. You can't go out here with no deodorant and not
Yeah,
smell
yeah,
right. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
for like certain like ladies and everything like that, like they just know like how to like treat somebody, how to care for somebody for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big thing, you
Yeah.
know. And you miss that a lot, especially nowadays. You definitely miss that a lot. And
Jeez.
I always ask you guys, like, everybody that's like, out here, like, saying we're trying to do. I always ask you, like, yo, how you gotta do that shit for real?
Ah, it's a lot.
How do you gotta do it? That's like my like retort question for real. I have retort questions. I just forgot which one, but here we are.
I'm not gonna lie, son. Dating is pretty hard right now. Pretty hard because certain people want a certain thing in a relationship when they don't even have it themselves. And in the other half, a lot of people been hurt, and it's hard to trust people because they've been hurt, and they don't know if like the person they talking to or try to get to know is going to hurt them or they real or not, or if they're going to hurt them or not. So, yeah,
No, that's fact. There's definitely a whole trust thing. You definitely gotta
yeah,
have
it
that
is.
trust
Yeah,
there. And
yeah,
it's harder to trust now because it's so like we move on so quickly. And the crazy thing is like, all right, you think apps will help, and I know everybody like so helping on like these apps type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of the thing. Like, everybody so dependent on these apps, and I'm like, you would think it will help get people together, but it's like really pushing people so far apart.
yeah.
And that's kind of like the tough part of that whole situation. It makes it makes dating, like you said before, like it makes dating hard, it makes dating tough.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
but I'm not gonna lie to you, even though the end is hard, I am a person that's still hopeful. It's whether it's on the app or it's not on the app, I still hopeful that it's out there. I mean, yeah, and yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing I did learn that, while dating is that it is through good people out there. It is good through good people out there. It is people who is actually looking for love, actually want something real, and actually some real connections through out there. You just have to be patient about it, to be patient and just wait till your time has come. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a process, but you know what I'm saying? Like my biggest thing about this whole situation with Bay was like that made it make sense was that I'm liking who likes me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not trying to chase. I like the chase. Don't get me wrong. I like the chase. I really, really do. But and she definitely made me chase for sure. But and it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you mess with folks who trying to think I gotta do this, that, and the third to get it. And you get it, and it's like, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
I dealt with that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I did. And I ain't really afraid to talk about it. There's a few people that I'm like, for real.
Yeah.
So, it's a whole thing. Um It's a whole thing. But yeah, that's like it wasn't something I had to like teach. You know what I'm saying? This was a situation I had to like teach somebody to be. And I had to teach somebody to be with me. She's new. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we had similarities. Certain similarities and coincidences that made this thing. One of the biggest things that I ever done. One of the biggest leaps I ever took.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do it again
Yeah,
with her. But outside of that, I
there
see
you go.
out there. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, there you go, yo. And shout out to you, getting married to the love of your life, and shout out to her because she is an amazing person, and I love that y'all, there for each other, So shout out to y'all and continue to grow in this marriage, man. I'm I root for y'all. I root for y'all 100%, and yeah,
Yo, you wanna know something crazy? I
yeah.
remember you was at the wedding and shit, and you was like, "Oh, I made you believe in love again." I was like, "Oh, that's what's up." Cause I know
You
it's
know?
crazy out here.
It is. That's a fact, though. It's a fact. We get emotional on Reddit. We get emotional on Reddit. But yeah, but it's a fact. Though. It's a fact, though. But what do you have to say for anybody who in a relationship right now and they want to propose to their girl or they want to step up, they get to the next level with the love of their life? What do you have to say for them? What do you have to say for them?
Real quick, the first thing first, you gotta ask yourself this question, right? You like her? No, for real, you like her. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have to ask yourself that question. You know what I'm saying? Like when y'all beefing and shit, or when you know what I'm saying, like going or like shit is real. Me and Babe went through some shit. It's real.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It was shit that if I didn't grow, it wouldn't have worked.
Mm.
But there was growth, so it definitely worked. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to be like, all right, you guys just gotta ask yourself: is the person that's next to you willing to get out the car and push the car with you if the car was in a ditch? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There you go.
Like that's the thing. You gotta see if she's willing to get out the car and do it with you. Now she don't gotta do it. This to be fair. She don't gotta do it. It's not a necessity. You know what I'm saying? And choices can be made from that. You do with that with what you will. But oh, damn. But no, because I almost died just now. I was crazy. Um, but if that's something that's important to you, you definitely want to look for somebody that's willing to like go through it to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know not a lot of people are willing to do that right now, and it's a tough thing. And I get it. But if you know what I'm saying, like, if you could trust it, then go for it. But you know that because you know the person you with.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you general advice. But nah, results may vary because your case is different than mine. My case may be different from the next person's. And there's so many variables nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you like that person and that person like you, trust me, ain't shit out here. Just hold. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be spinning your wheels if you don't.
Mm. Yeah, there you go, son. That's some good advice, son. That's some good advice, son. So one thing that you started a couple years ago, you started your own podcast. You started your show, King Talk with Aaron Sand. So tell us how you got how the idea of King Talk with Aaron Sand came together, and how you grew from when you started the show to now.
All right. First things first. You kept begging me to do a pod. Not like begging, like please do a pod, right? Not like that. That's crazy. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But nah, like you just kept asking if I should do a pod, and I was like, I kept saying nah because I didn't think folks really wanted to hear what I wanted to say for real. So I just kind of waved it off and did my thing with like Premiere Boys and it's kind of moving. But then you hear a lot of people saying like, hey, you should just like kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of just do it, see what's what. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll give it a shot. And I didn't really know what to name it. But I kept saying King Talk Sands and Premiere Boys and a few Premiere Boys episodes. And I was like, okay, this could work. You know what I'm saying? This could be a thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how King Talk with Aaron Sands like really just happened from that. And it's not like some elaborate story. I wish it was a more elaborate story. For pop. It gets better, trust me. But nah, that's really how I came up. And I really got on the laptop and recorded. And the fun fact, right? I didn't really know what to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting like the newspaper. For real. I ended up getting the newspaper and just started or like got into like New York like Post and stuff looking for stories to talk about. But I thought that's like you know what I'm saying? That's what it was.
Yeah.
And as I learned, I'm like, it don't have to be like that for real. Like that's crazy.
Mm.
So I had to learn that. But it was a new space and it was exciting, you know what I'm saying? It was exciting, but it was scary, I'll say that. Because you don't know if people really want to hear your shit for real like that. And there's so many podcasts out here. Everybody got a podcast.
Yeah, yeah,
Between now,
yeah.
between then and now, everybody got some shit to say.
Yeah, even more now. Even more now. Even more now.
Most of the people don't do research. They don't ask
Yeah,
around. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't do due diligence. They just say shit.
yeah,
You see how that happens.
yeah, 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 yep, yep.
Crazy.
It is. It is.
But yeah, like that's the whole thing. So for me, like it was exciting because it was something new, but it was scary because it was something new. And I'm like, damn, if it ain't gonna work, like you know what I'm saying? Like, am I really like, you know, spinning my wheels here? Because at a time it was kind of in a tough place. I was like transitioning like to like new my old space to my new space.
Oh
So I
yeah,
didn't really have like the whole space to like have guests and people come down and sit down with me or whatever. That was the whole thing.
yeah. Mm.
Um, okay. But when it came down to that, I wanted to try something different. And it was a little bit during COVID too, so I was home anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was a big part of it too. And I feel like a lot of the podcasts and everything came back from COVID for the
yeah,
most
yeah,
part. So
yeah.
for me, I'm like, all right, bet, let's just see what's what. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a few cases of certain things that made me be like, all right, you know what? Let's give this a shot for real.
Yeah, and I gonna hold you. Can you talk everything about the interesting show? I'm not gonna hold you with the interesting show.
You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of topics on there. And the thing was, it was like me trying to like talk about like main topics and then
Yeah.
try to bring like some real life lessons into it. But you know what's crazy? The problem with that is what I've learned is, and I actually was told this from one person. Folks will be trying to learn for
Mm.
real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Folks will
Fact.
be trying to learn life lessons.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna hold you. I don't mind dropping one of them, but I'm like, bro, I can just get on here and talk about the topics that we already talk about, but even in a more broader sketch, in a broader, in a broader state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. So, um, and that's kind of where like I was at with like after hours or for the new shit. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to do something different, but I also wanted to try to make it like somewhat interactive. I want to see like folks want to talk about for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like kind of the whole thing for that.
Oh,
But yeah,
wait, hold on. Before you get to after hours, before we get to after hours, two things. Two things. First thing first. For all my listeners, if they want to check out King Talk MC, where can they check it out?
all streaming platforms. Um, Here's the thing: I did go back and forth with UMG because you know them boys like to sue. You know, like they ain't got
you,
nothing to do on their hands. They suing. You know what I'm saying?
you,
Like
you already know, son. You already know. We ain't
where they
going.
do that, I don't know. They might do that in Canada or something. But but yeah, like there may be due to the fact that UMG clipped me for a couple episodes, there may be some missing episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, you can find all episodes on all streaming platforms.
All right, there you go. Also, so one thing that you did early this year is that you decided to end King Talk with MSN. What made you want to end the show? Well, in this part of the show, I should say.
I ain't gonna hold you. I do needed a break for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I was dealing with a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was juggling a lot. I was doing work. I was earning trading. I was going back and forth, between Poughkeepsie and New York and everything like that. Um, I was really like, juggling a lot of hats for real. And I needed to figure some stuff out and I needed to like make some time. But I had to take care of home too. That was another thing too.
Yeah.
I had to take care of home. And I'm like, damn, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't be out here lacking for real. So for that, I was like, all right, bet I gotta sit something down. I gotta sit something down real quick. And then I'll get back to it when I get back to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of those things was podcasting for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For me, and I'm gonna be honest real quick. This is gonna be a real honesty moment. I'm gonna probably break the fourth wall. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna do it. Nobody told me, right? You don't really see like so much money from podcasting
Mm-hmm.
unless you're one of the top podcasters,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? And for me, it was like, all right, bet, like I'm doing this right. I'm devoting time not only just, you know, recording, but also doing research, making sure shit is accurate because people get sued now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just make shit up.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So you gotta make it you gotta like take time to do that. You gotta do the research, make your points. Sometimes I gotta like come up with like scripts for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like and it was tough and I had to come up with like different ideas and everything to get shit right. And it for what it was, I kept hitting like a brick wall. And I'm like, damn, I gotta do something different. So when I noticed that I had to do something different, and I ain't gonna hold you, that's when I'm like, all right, bro, I'm literally in the episode doing this. I'm literally in the episode thinking of it. And then I don't wanna like, blame this on anybody, especially on the person that was there on that last episode. I think was Mally on that episode? I think it was.
It was Molly. It was bad because that was the Vince episode. Yeah, that was the Vince
Yeah, like if I have regrets, I don't have many regrets. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't have too many regrets. But if I did have a few, one of them would be that episode. Like if UMG would have clipped any episode, it probably. Anyway, they told me they clipped that one. I'd be like, okay, cool. You got it, UMG. Good job. Good fucking job, bro. It was like y'all did it. I ain't want that piece of shit out there, no way. You know what I'm saying? And I felt fucked up because I was on it, and you know what I'm saying? Like he did his part for real. Like he really did his part for real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sitting in the episode, and I said, actually, it's only like, nah. But I was like, you know what? Forget put it out because I've seen worse that's been put out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I want just I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted just to put out something just for the sake of putting out something at that time. And once I felt that, I was like, yeah, nah, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of shortchanging myself. When I start shortchanging myself, that's when it gets like, I'm like, yeah, nah, I want to fall back from this real quick.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So for me, when I did the last song, I was like, all right, I would try to figure out like after hours and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is kind of given like new edition video soul episode. You know what I'm saying? We're like, we're gonna come out with an album and we're gonna come out real soon. And literally the next screen fades to black. And it says 6 years later. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to home again y'all. Yeah, I ain't trying to home again y'all for real. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna do that. But it's that, you know what I'm saying? It's one trying to find the time to do it. And two, more importantly, is trying to find the inspiration to be like, all right, you know what, let's add this on to what we're doing real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the biggest thing. And I feel like a lot of people go through that for real when it comes down to like having the inspiration to like do the shit.
Yeah.
Like you want to do it. Don't get me wrong. You want to do it, but do you want to? You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to like actually like bringing yourself to do it, that's kind of the thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's been the hard part for me. So I guess, and this is gonna seem like a rant real quick, but just it's like you gotta let me Kanye this one real quick. Like we get like nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like we get nervous to do it because you don't know whether or not it's going to hit or not.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And then I was watching this video, and they were like, "Yo, just put the content out. Just put the content out."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And see what happens. Because like you're not losing anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah.
You're not losing nothing.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying, you're only losing if you don't put it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. I literally said that in one of my quotes today. If I was me, I probably would have video.
If I was you, that probably spark that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm talking about. And that's the perfect point. Because you put the content out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people talk about it. So it's a big deal. And for me, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna just do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And like if it picks up, cool. If it doesn't pick up, and I'll be honest, I'm like completely honest with my path on this one too. If it doesn't pick up, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And then go from there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many other things I'm working on too. And I want to get into that as well.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it because I'm wondering. So let's talk about After Hours with Aaron Sands. What is the show going to be about? Like, what's your idea of what the show going to be about?
So originally, right, what I wanted to be about, right, was I wanted to really run concurrently with like Premiere Boys, like a
Mhm.
Premiere Boys after party type shit, hence the name
Yeah.
After Hours.
Hmm.
Um, but then also I wanted to have like a bit of a vote situation. I wanted to get the crowd involved in it too, like the Premiere fan. Shout out to Mally, the Premiere fan. I wanted to
Yeah.
get the Premiere fan out on this one. You know what I'm saying? And one of the biggest things with that is getting fans involved. So for me, I'm like, I bet I'm gonna let people decide. Hey, what y'all want me to talk about?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the people decide what y'all want me to. Out of everything that we discussed in the Premiere Boys episode, I probably give like top 4 topics, like 4 or 5 topics, and that's how it's really gonna go. 4 or 5 topics gonna go on a poll. What do y'all want me to talk about? You know what I'm saying? And I will let it decide. And then whoever gets the most votes, that will be the topic. And I'm going to like literally just, you know what I'm saying, like go off. I may have guests, may just mostly like probably just do it for me, but yeah, like that's definitely going to be the thing. And my thing is, I'm not looking to teach on this one. I'm kind of like letting this go on the wind for real. I'm not looking to teach, but I'm looking to react. I'm definitely looking to get in depth with with that topic. So
Okay.
yeah, it's giving like King Talk, but a little bit more interactive.
Okay. Got it. Nice. So here's my other question: when is this being released? Because
Oh,
we need to know, son. We need to
I
know.
mean, no. All right. In the words of the great Michael Bivins, After Hours is going to come out really, really soon.
There you go. So you know
Nah,
what?
nah, for real, though, for real. I'm aiming for like mid October, for real.
Okay.
I'm aiming for mid October. I don't want to hold to that. Mid to late October, I'm looking for that, and that's really just for us to like, get back into the swing of things with season 5 because I definitely want to parallel that for real,
Yeah.
and then go from there. But yeah, mid to late
I,
October.
nice, son. So you know what? I got a proposition for you, son. So I am going on a Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast promo tour, and I'm looking for show to be on, and I want to be on. I want to be the first guest of After Hours with Aaron Sands.
All right, bet. We'll, we'll do that. But then whatever topic we got, that's what we gonna get into.
All right, let's do it, son. I got a clue what it is, but let's do it, son. Cause
No,
I know you. I know you. I know
nah,
you.
I'm gonna let y'all decide.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh,
fans. We're gonna leave it to the fans.
okay, we're gonna leave it to the fans. Okay.
We're gonna leave it to the
Okay.
fans. That's what it is. Like that's it.
Okay, y'all heard it here first. I will be the first guest on After Hours with Aaron Sands when it premiere in October. So stay tuned for that.
Chill.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go. So what other project you got going on that you have not spoke about yet?
All right, real quick. So I did mention that I am aspiring day trader, and I say aspiring is because I'm learning for the most part, and I'm excited about this journey too, for real. And this definitely may be like one of those after hour episodes where we go veer off into that. But we'll talk about other topics too. We'll get crazy about it. But I will have like a little like a little money market episode edition for after hours. So just be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, yeah, man, like I've been it's crazy because I started learning about day trading like in high school, college type shit,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't really know how to like do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like putting money into it and trying to figure out how to trade and everything, how to learn the market. I didn't really care to learn how to know the market. I was like, oh, green candle good, red candle bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just kind of did it from there. So clearly, when you do that, you lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But with now with me going back into it so many years later, it's pretty crazy because I'm learning more about it now. I'm learning more about the market. I'm learning more about like, trends and, you know, all the details that go into everything. You know what I'm saying? So um I started to like learn and everything, and I got it to like I started putting some money into it. I made some money, lost some money, things like that. So that was pretty good. But yeah, it's a learning process for real, and the stuff I'm interested in, and I want to be able to teach folks as well, but I want to know what I'm doing first before I start. You know what I'm saying, getting into it. But I think I might use some of those episodes to like spend time on that as well, especially if you're trying to like get like extra income or whatever, or at least trying to learn how to invest and do it on your own and not leave it to these like weird ass banks and shit. So
Yeah, yeah,
you know, it's a thing. So it's a lot that I want to like get into, but I want to like still like show you my journey at the very least. So there we go.
yeah.
But yeah,
No,
that's what I'm working on for.
there you go. And I go hold you. I did learn a trade as well. I learned during COVID, and I go told you I learned a lot about it. I'll definitely feel I want to get back into it too now as well. So yeah, so I'll look forward to the episode, son. So yeah, that'd be dope. That would be dope.
Definitely, it's definitely gonna be like a reoccurring situation for real.
Yeah. All right. So the last topic we'll talk about is the show that we both on, the Premier Boy podcast, and one thing that we hit a milestone that Premier Boy podcast had been around for 6 years. Crazy enough, it don't feel like it. It don't feel like it. So my question to you is: when we started the Premier Boy podcast, what was your goal for the show, and how do you feel about us making 6 years of doing this show?
Honestly, like when we first started, I thought it was just a cool way for us to get together and like talk about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, it was based off what we already do.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, we already like go and you know what I'm saying? Like, we already go and walk around the city and do stuff. We kind of already had a situation like Premier Boys podcast. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
fact.
Called Blaze Up TV.
Blaze on TV, Blaze on TV, YPG TV. Fact. Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like, and that's literally on YouTube, like right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where we at on numbers. I didn't even care to look because it's been so
Uh,
long.
we're
But
like we're like 100 and something. That's all. We're on 100 some episodes. Yeah.
and that's great because you know how many people, you know what I'm saying, could barely get like a few followers and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's something shit. But
Yeah.
we had experience coming around and like going around and doing like vlogs and talking about random stuff while doing like the silliest stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't really the time for that then. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, but it was really at its infancy.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we definitely took the detour doing promoting and everything like that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
that was, good for us as well too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we either way we were benefited from certain things in some form or fashion.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like us getting together, just talking about just hanging out and talking vibes, that's really what the core of the Premier Boys podcast is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I never really got into it to like all right, get like millions of views and doing all that. It really was just us just getting together, linking up, talking about like stuff that we went through or like how our week went, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
dudes being dudes for real and just talking vibes. That's why like I like the like when I'm on Premier Boys podcast because I'm usually just talking to everybody like how I'm talking to y'all. Like,
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
wouldn't, something I say on the pod, like it's stuff that I'll say to y'all like in a random afternoon for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the craziest thing, but that's why I'm so comfortable with that atmosphere. So hence why we're at our 6th year doing this now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was a thing for like, the fact that the comfortability for us to not only just be us, but also bring other folks. We had so many other guests come in and we let them be them. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a hangout vibe for real.
Yeah.
So and debates are crazy, but it's definitely like it's definitely like all in love for real. So
Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. When we started the Permit with podcast, all I really wanted to do is just do something with my bros, really, and it started off with me and your Roddy, and then a year later we added Mally Mal to it, and then I felt like once Mally Mal joined, it felt completed. It felt completed, and I'm happy that I got to do it with my bros. My only issue is I wish we was more consistent on the Premier League podcast, but other than that, I enjoy doing the show with my bros.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. Listen, like, you think about it like this, right? Um, think about it like this. We all have stuff going on. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like, especially like, with not only like myself, doing like what I do, like not only being like, a loving husband or whatever, but for real, like us working and everything like that.
yeah. For
We
real,
already know Mally's on kid number 2 at this point, so it's like
yeah, yeah,
it's definitely a big situation right now. Like everybody, like I told you, like I said this when we were getting our fitting. I'm like, listen, people are dependent on us now more than ever.
yeah.
So it's definitely we gotta definitely make it a point to like do what we have to do. And sometimes we don't always get these moments.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And like I said, yeah, that had been our biggest problem. Is we have been consistent, but even when we not, when we do come together, like we never left. So yeah, like I said, I enjoy doing it with my bros, and yeah, I can't wait for season 5. Which is my last question to ask you, Sam, is what can we expect, in your opinion, for season 5 of the Premier Way podcast?
Nah, you know what it is. You want to know what gets me like kind of like iffy with you guys? I'll tell you why. You ready?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna pause the game for this too. What gets me upset with you guys is that y'all got me wearing a fucking wig on the season premiere because people want to let Trump win the whole election again. I didn't think that was going to happen again. That's why I was so sure. I was sure because I'm like, nah, they're not going to do this again. Why would you do it again?
I mean, I try to figure out like why would you say that? Why would you say that bet in the first place, son?
Because no, I was really sure. And I'm like, nah, we're not doing this again. We're not doing it again. We're not going to do it. And then we did it. We fucking did it again.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now because of that, I gotta find a wig and wear it on a pod.
Well. Before we talk about that, I'm gonna bring that up at the end of this episode. So say that thought. Say that thought. Say
Okay.
that thought. So right now, but get back to the question though. What can we expect to see the 5 though? Other than that, other than that, like
Oh, other than that, it's definitely going to be lit. We definitely turning up. We definitely talking about real issues and trying to push the conversation forward for real. Like that's one of the biggest things I want to do. I want to be able to push the conversation forward. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The stuff that we talk about, the hot button issues that people want to talk about. I want to be able to talk about them for real and have a real dialogue. Even have guests and everything, and people
yeah,
come
yeah.
on and like we have like real conversations. I think we got to bring back conversations at the very least.
I agree. Honestly, I feel like well here what I want for season 5. One, I want all of us to show up to work. I want all 4 of us to show up to work. That's
That'd be
one.
nice.
That's one. 2, I do agree. I want real conversation again. Like I know we do a lot of news topics, but I want to do a lot more personal topics, a lot more serious topics. A lot more fun topics. Like like normal conversation, basically normal conversation, like how we did in the early seasons. I want to do that. Also, bring guests back. I agree with that. Bring guests. We haven't had no guests for 2 seasons.
Like we
we
just been
haven't.
doing the shit by ourselves and just knocking shit out for real. Like I think,
Yeah. We haven't had no guests. I think for season 3, I believe. Season 3, yeah, season 3. We have no guests for season 3, so it would be good to bring guests back for season 5. So yeah, and also like go on more guest appearances. We as a team, I want to go on guest appearances as a team because we never had one yet.
you're right. I do want to definitely like. I know we all have our like separate things and everything,
Yeah,
but I know also that we can definitely come together on these pods and then go from there.
yeah,
So yeah, man. I'm for it. Like I definitely want to want to push our, you know what I'm saying, like push our own situation, you know, to the masses for real. Sorry, but yes.
yeah. There you go, son. There you go. And yeah, y'all can hear season 5 of the Premier Way podcast on October 1st, every Wednesday, on all podcast platforms except for Spotify. There you go. But right now, Sans, we're gonna play a segment game. We're gonna play 2 segment games. The first one we're gonna play is the Face Off, where this is the Mr. Gentleman, like the pocket versus of verses. Where I'll give you 2 artists and you pick which one will you pick. Are you ready?
I am ready.
I I did go. I'm gonna give you the first one. T.I. or Ludacris?
Hmm, that's a good one. I'm gonna go Ludacris.
I this is hard for me as well, but I'm gonna go with Ludacris as well. I'm going with Ludacris as well. I
Okay.
did. I this next one. The next one caused a big controversy on the Premier podcast. We're gonna settle this here. We're gonna settle this right now.
Okay. Go for it.
I need the Soul Child for the Anthony Hampton.
I'm not gonna do this. You're not doing this now. We are not. No, no. It's always Anthony Hamilton. Anthony Hamilton. I don't care what happened at versus Anthony Hamilton.
There you go. You know I love both monsters, but I gotta stick with my boy near the Soul Child, son.
Of course you.
Look,
You ain't put up. You ain't put up music like that.
Think about recently. Both of them put out music recently, actually. Shockingly enough, both of them put out music recently. I the next one I got Travis Scott versus The Weeknd.
Travis Scott versus The Weeknd.
Yeah,
Weekend easily.
I agree with you, what said. I got The Weeknd as well. I got The Weeknd as well. We gonna do a producer battle.
Ooh.
We got Timbaland versus the Neptunes versus Swiss Beats.
Neptunes.
I agree with you on that too. The Neptunes, you ain't know, legends, legends. We're gonna do new school female rap.
Okay.
I got Ice Spice
Okay.
versus Sexy Red
Oh God.
versus Lotto
Okay.
versus Doechii.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I'm not a big fan of almost any of them. Shit. All right. Well, if I had to choose one, right? If I had to choose one, I would say Lotto.
Really?
Lotto,
Oh wow.
like she has more authentic bars.
Oh wow. Really? Wow. Okay.
Out of the four, not just out overall. I'm just saying out of the four.
Okay. For me, I ain't gonna hold this pretty easy. I'm a fan of this one. I'm gonna say Doechii.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Doechii. Yeah, what you gotta get? What you gotta get Doechii?
I don't know. I mean, she be on podcasts talking about she don't like men and shit. Like that's crazy.
I ain't talking about the person. I'm talking about the music. I took talking about the music.
Oh, I'm sorry about the music. Yeah, she be biting too. So yeah, that's weird.
The news ain't talking about her personal. That's the thing. You gotta separate the person from the artist sometimes. You know. I mean, yeah, I should talk, but yeah, I should talk, but yeah, I should talk, but yeah. I I so hip hop album 2025. We got the Clips versus Drake and Party Next Door.
Wait, that's the album. That's your album of the year.
No, I'm talking about which one will you pick? Which one will you pick? But the album that came out this year.
Um, This year, I will say right now, I would say it's a toss up. I'll say it's a toss up. It's a toss up between Clips. It's a toss up between Clips and Freddie Gibbs.
Okay, that's a good one. I mean, I didn't hear a Freddie Gibbs album, but I did hear some songs. But I did hear clips though, so I'll go clips. There you go. I will
This
go
is good.
clips.
Another one, like low key, like I think Tyler dropped like an EP, and I think that's good.
Oh yeah. Tyler did drop an album, but Tyler dropped. Yeah, Tyler did drop an album this year. He dropped the Don't Touch the Glass, the Don't Touch the Glass one album. He dropped this year. I know
Yeah,
the other one. Yeah, the other one he dropped the other one at the end of the year last year. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you
he
know it?
did Pharmacopoeia last year, but that was last year, so that was
Yeah, the end of last year. Yeah. You know what? You know what? That's a good one. What Tyler album that he came out with recently was this better album to you? Copia or Don't Touch the Glass?
I like more songs from Pharmacopoeia.
Mm.
I like more songs from Pharmacopoeia than No Touch the Glass.
I agree with you on that. You know, I did like Touch the Glass. I mean, I really like three or four songs from Touch the Glass that I could really listen to. But Copia though, now that whole album was just dope though. Darling, um,
Rat tat tat tat.
yeah, Sticky,
Thought I was dead.
yeah, Judge Judy. That album was fire.
Nah,
like that was fire. So yeah, there you go. All right, next we got the Premiere Boy Podcast Season 5 preview, where I'm gonna ask you some topics.
okay,
I want you to give me your opinion on them.
got it.
Some of them might be a little controversy though, but
That's what we're here for, right?
these are huh?
That's what we're here for, right?
There you go. Remember Podcast Season 5 preview. Alright, so my first one is, how do you feel about the Jimmy Kimmel and the Stephen Colbert situation? Like being canceled and being brought back. How you feel about that situation?
Nah, bro, Shitler strikes again. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shitler strikes again. And honestly, it's to be expected. You gotta understand, and here's the thing. Throughout season 5, right?
Mm.
Whenever we talk about a Trump-related topic, I'm gonna always start the topic with the following. Y'all voted for this.
It's fact. That should be a thing.
Y'all voted for this. Keep in mind, I sat this one out. I ain't gonna hold you. This is the first one in a long time that I sat out.
Yeah.
Because it was nothing there. Kamala ain't do shit. And yeah, Mally was right. People would care more that Kamala didn't do shit than Donald Trump being elected president again. So they just went flatter.
Yeah, exactly.
He was right. He did. He said that. And I didn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it now.
I mean, honestly, I would say more of my thoughts on season 5, but yeah, you already know, I'm not surprised about this term. I told you this was going to happen, and then it happened. So
this is one for the books. I ain't gonna hold you. This is one for the books. Yeah. Because you're now like what he did with Jimmy was no different than what they did with Colbert.
Yeah, exactly.
The difference between the two, right, is that with Colbert, they had to do that to get approval for a merger.
Yeah.
Paramount and Skydance. They had to do that shit for a merger.
Yeah.
So they were gaining from that.
Yeah.
Disney, meanwhile, lost damn near $4 billion behind that move.
Yeah. And Jimmy Kimmel Show is back, and it's done crazy numbers than he ever done.
Bro, I watched his monologue.
I did too, son.
This morning it had like 3.6 million, and it was just last night.
Yeah, and now the final number was 6 million views. I'm like, geez, Louise, it's biggest.
Yeah, it definitely did numbers, and that was my thing. I was like, I bet you wanna get them off TV. That's fine. Yeah. But listen, you gotta understand, like YouTube and all of these other like small apps, they're slowly becoming the new media. They're the fact. Media. We're the new help. We're the new media.
That's a fact. Yeah, we are. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. My next question is, how do you feel about WWE going to ESPN?
Bro, like I ain't gonna hold you. This is not my WWE. This is a guy how I was like, this is not child president. This is not my WWE. I don't like what the WWE has become and you know what it's been given. And you know what the worst part about this whole shit is?
Yeah.
Tony Khan right now could be like, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna revamp this shit, and we're gonna do this for the families, bro.
Yeah.
They charge you like $2,000 for like the top section at WrestleMania. I looked like today. I looked. It was like for the seats that I would want to get. It's like $2,000. My rent's not that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're not doing that. Tony has a chance right now to be like, hey, we're gonna make this family friendly. They charge you $2,000 over there. You come get these seats for like $550, $750. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you enjoy, you know what I'm saying? You enjoy our show. You know what I'm saying? If he could do that and then tell some good stories, I'm here. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? They could probably be back, but they're not going to be back because they stupid. So WWE is probably like, well, TKO really is probably like,
TKO, yeah, TKO.
TKO is like, I bet let's if the competition ain't going competition, let's just run up the score. Let's treat this like a monopoly. Because who's second place for real? You know what I'm saying? Like Tony Khan, not Tony Khan. Ari Emanuel was telling Tony Khan, he's like, yo, what top five you smoking on, Kendrick? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he's literally telling them that right now. Like, so that's really the thing. So now that they can do that, they're like, I bet we just gonna charge y'all exorbitant prices, and you know what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna pay for it. Yeah. Y'all gonna pay for it 2 days in a row. And then when you pay 2 days in a row for it, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna take WrestleMania to Saudi.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Like,
oh boy. Yep.
I don't know how they gonna do Wale Mania over there. They'll find a way.
Yep. And then don't forget Saudi is also gonna be Rumble next year. It'll be a Saudi. So yeah. So.
I want you to play this clip back, right? I want you to play this clip back when WWE eventually get owned by the Saudis, bro.
Oh boy.
And then John Cena gonna have to come out his second retirement tour to take The Rock at like 65 years old and shit.
Oh boy.
You heard they try to get Yokozuna.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They try to get Yokozuna. They try to get Owen Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to get the blue. No, they ain't try to get the blue meanie. They try to get Hulk Hogan, and they had to remind him like, "Yo, bro, Hulk ain't here no more. That ain't it. That ain't it." And they're like, "I bet we want Yokozuna. Nah, that ain't it either." They going through all the dead wrestlers first before they're all right. What we got here?
Basically, yeah. Basically,
like that's crazy. They really gonna do Rock and Roman next 43. Watch.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I actually would.
Small Rockets right now.
I would not be surprised. Next, do you think Kendrick Lamar will be nominated for the 2026 Grammys? And if so, is it going to be for Hip Hop Album of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, or regular year? All of them. What do you think?
All of them. All of them.
Facts.
That was Album of the Year last year.
Yeah.
And that was a late entry.
It was a late entry. Yeah.
It was a late entry. We didn't know what was coming out. It was just off the heels of a whole victorious rap battle.
Yeah.
And like that, he was really riding. The crazy part is he's still riding that momentum.
Yeah, and don't forget, remember he did Super Bowl this year. Don't forget, he also won an Emmy for the Super Bowl performance. Also, Luther was #1 for 13 weeks. So that's going to be Song of the Year and regular year this year, definitely 100%.
Definitely, they somebody got to do something.
Yeah,
you know, only thing Drake going to do right now is sue and make weird music videos.
Fact.
And here's the thing: I want to like Iceman. I want to like it because I'm like, all right, maybe he's going to come back from this and just give us like old Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he not going to do it. He's really not going to do it. He said it in Magic City. He's like, I'm just going to make music for the strippers. I'm like, all right, bro. Kendrick was right. Like, what?
Yeah. So yeah.
This is where we are. So, yeah, he gets all of the awards. He's going to keep getting all of the awards until somebody acknowledges the Clips are actually who they say they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be between Kendrick, Clips, Tyler.
I agree.
And you know what the real problem about this whole shit? I can see Tyler getting it.
Yeah. Remember, I think I gonna hold you. Tyler gonna be nominated twice. Gonna be nominated twice. He gonna be nominated twice. I'm not gonna hold you.
He did it before. Everybody thought DJ Khaled was gonna get that Grammy.
Oh right,
Khaled really came in, swooped the Grammy up, pretty much damn near ending Khaled's career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty much ended that man's career, and then Khaled tried to get it back, talking about, "Oh, I got Drake on the album after the beef. I got Drake on the album." You like, you mean Drake Cole? Like Drake and Josh?
Yeah, right.
That ended his career, and on top of that, the man's supposed to stand up for Palestine. They expected the man to stand up for Palestine because he's from there, but you're from there, and you're not even saying nothing about it. So now everywhere you go, everybody looking at you like a goofy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a quick pack up right there, though.
There you go. All right, next. Who do you think will be the Super Bowl performance of 2026?
I hate to say this. I ain't gonna hold you. I hate to say this. I really, really do. It's gonna annoy me. You know it's gonna annoy me, bro. The Super Bowl halftime show for 2026 is gonna go to Meg Thee Stallion.
Really? Okay.
It's gonna go to Meg Thee Stallion. You wanna know how I know that? I'm saying this with certain. This is gonna happen, and I'm gonna be heavily annoyed. She lied on that dude, bro. It's always gonna be like she lied on that. He almost died, bro. But nevertheless, the reason why,
no, continue. My bad. Continue. My fault.
The reason why I know that, right, is because when the NFL just dropped the promo for the Super Bowl, right, and it has like Super Bowl 2026 halftime show logo or whatever, right, but on the sides it's somebody like smiling, like, eh. You can't see it if you're listening to audio. But imagine if somebody showing all like 80 of their teeth, right? And and the lips out and it's red. Imagine that. Or simply just look up the logo for this year's Super Bowl halftime show.
About to, because I didn't know a logo came out.
Yeah, it was like a little banner like situation, and it had what appeared to be like Megan's signature smile. So that led me to think, putting my 2 and 2, Megan Thee Stallion. She's gonna do the Super Bowl. Whoop-de-doo. Next topic.
Oh God, I hope not. Well, my pick, I was gonna say Jay-Z, but yeah,
Nah, Jay-Z. And it's weird because it would be weird as hell if he put himself up there.
I heard everything that I heard something that might be the case with 2026 because he rumored to have a new album coming out, so he could be the one that to put himself up there because I think the deal's ending. I think next year is the last one. I'm not sure they renewed it yet, but yeah.
If they didn't renew it, and it should be a shame if they didn't. I'll be sad because I know they're gonna go back to country, bro.
Yeah. Definitely.
Season it will go away.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you. If I don't see him doing it this year, but if it's next year, his last year, then I can see him doing that for real. Because he's been getting a lot of flack about not putting Lil Wayne on a Super Bowl, and I'm like, bruh, have you seen him perform recently? I see people walk out of his shows, our Lil Wayne shows, like locally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
because we already know in 2027, if that's the case, 2027 that could be Taylor Swift.
Oh no, for real. They definitely giving her that for real. All the support she's been giving Kansas City. Yeah, she's definitely going to need a Super Bowl stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see Jay-Z giving it to himself as well because if his last deal, he won't definitely put himself up there to further solidify his GOAT status. And I don't care what anybody says, Jay-Z is still one of the GOATs.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? People be trying to put Drake over him. I'm like, well, that's why I was respectful. Watch your mouth.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's probably gonna be Meg Thee Stallion though. I ain't gonna hold you. It's probably gonna be Meg Thee Stallion. And plus, she down with Rock Nation too, bro. So they definitely gonna get that shit to her, bro.
Yeah. I wouldn't be now I think about it, that I didn't want that to happen either, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Down with Rock Nation, bro. You know that.
I wouldn't be surprised. But before you go, Sans, you mentioned earlier about the bet for the Premier podcast about, you and Mally made a bet on the show that if Trump wins, you gotta wear a wig, and if Kamala or Joe Biden wins, Mally gotta wear a wig. Trump won, Sally, and you have to wear a wig on the season premiere episode of the Premier podcast. So, but here's the thing, though, Sans, and I want you to agree. I want you to think about it hard. I want you to think about this hard, because if you don't do it, you will have some punishment. You have some punishment. Yes. You have some punishment. I will mention the punishment right now. First punishment. If you don't do it, you got 3 punishments to choose from. You don't do it. 3 punishments. The first punishment is that you will have to pack yourself up for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. Or why you didn't want to wear the wig.
Nah, that's crazy.
Hold on. That's not the only option. That's punishment number 1. Punishment number 2, you have to admit that Cardi B is your favorite artist to the whole world. If you don't do this punishment, or you got punishment number 3. You got punishment number 3, Sans. You will be suspended for first half of season 5. If you don't do this, I want you to think about this.
Hold on. No.
I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this before you answer. Yes. I want you to think about this before you answer, and think about your answer on the season premiere of the Premier podcast, October 1st, on all podcast platforms. You're thinking, bro, for coming to the show. It's always good to have a great conversation with you, son. And yeah, I can't wait till we do this again. And we will bring you back on the Survivor Series episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And yeah, bro, thank you again for coming on.
Niggas trying to suspend me, bro. That's why I work. I had to say that. I had to say it about it.
But for real, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Appreciate you, bro. You already know what the vibes is. You already catch me out here, Aaron Sands Premier. That's
there you go. I didn't have to say it. There you go. Drop your social media and where they can listen to podcasts, all that good stuff. There you go.
Yeah, you already know you can find me, Aaron Sands Premier on IG, King Talk Sands on Good Pods and Twitter. After Hours potentially coming really, really soon. Right? So remember that. Keep out for that. For all episodes of King Talk that Universal didn't take down yet are still up on all streaming platforms. So you already know what it is. Sands, baby. See you on season 5.
All right, there you go. Thank you again, and we'll be right back.
Right back.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series that brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called the Face Off, which is a versus inspired game, and we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the old school show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Presents Spin-off Series Thursday, a conversation about music podcast every first Thursdays. The old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, the mid-season 9 finale of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you to my special guest, returning guest, the bro, Aaron Kito-san, for returning to the show. It was always a fun conversation having you back on the show. And thank you once again. Yeah, I will see him again on the Survivor Series prediction episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Make sure y'all check out his show, King Talk with Aaron Sands, on all podcast platforms. And look out for Afterhours with Aaron Sands coming real soon. If you want to check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays, where we have shows like a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Vanna B every second Thursday at 12 p.m. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. And the newest spin-off series Thursday show, the Top 20 Countdown Show, the series with myself and Jalen, coming in November and every third Thursday at 12 p.m. Look out for spin-off series Thursday returns in November. And you can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Good Pods, Podchases. The more y'all rate, the more people know about Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You could subscribe to us on YouTube at Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can listen to the audio version of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can watch the visual version of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. And you can check out Mr. Gentleman Facts, Quote of the Day, every Mondays on YouTube, TikTok, IG, and all platforms. I had to make a new TikTok channel because my old TikTok channel, Ken Mr. Gentleman, had been suspended. We are through working on getting it back. So add my new TikTok channel, Ken Mr. Gentleman 2. I repeat, add my backup channel, Ken Mr. Gentleman 2, where I would add all of the content, from Mr. Gentleman Fact for the Day, from the previews of the latest episodes of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, from other blog posts and many more. So add my TikTok channel, Ken Mr. Gentleman 2, and subscribe to me on YouTube at Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you want to be a guest on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, send me a bio about yourself and everything they can do to my email, kenypgent@gmail.com, or add me on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken _Mr. Mr. Gentleman, GENTLEMAN, and we can set something up. I do look for guests for the second half of season 9 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast and season 10 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and looking for guests for spin-off series of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, especially artists and anything music related, a conversation about music podcast, and looking for guests to tell their date and story for our newest spin-off series Thursday show, Date Night Talk Stories, which will be dropping next year. So if you're interested, send me a bio about yourself and everything they have to do, and we will set something up. You can also check me out on the Premiere Boyz podcast with myself, Aaron Kitoksin, the Star Rider Rod, and along with the Chief Mighty Mel. New season of the Premiere Boyz podcast coming in October, and every Wednesdays, part of the Premiere Powerverse Network. Other shows that you can check out on the Premiere Powerverse Network is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands. You can check out all episodes right now, and look out for his newest show, Afterhours with Aaron Sands, coming in October. You can check out all episodes of Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Mondays at 12 a.m. And look out for the newest episode of Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live Chief Mighty Mal, coming real soon. Listen and support every show in the Premiere Podverse. And at this time, it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Shadows, where we shout out all podcasters and we give them their flowers. Last week, we shout out 3 shows last week. What's Up and Nana, The Things About Us podcast, and the League of King podcast. Check out those 3 shows that we shout out last week. And this week, we got 5 new shows that we will be shouting out for this week, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Shout Out. And the first show that we're going to be talking about is Blowing the Lid podcast, hosted by Cherie Sanchez. And this podcast is not your typical feel-good podcast. It's a wake-up call to stop playing small and start owning your power. And this is one of the new shows that I just started listening to. And so far, I'm really enjoying the episodes, and I like it. And shout out to Blowing the Lid podcast. Check it out. One of the new shows that I just started listening to. And this is a really dope show. I can't wait to listen to more episodes of this podcast. The next show that we're going to talk about is The Zaya Show, hosted by Zaya. The Zaya Show is where we dive deep into self-discovery and personal growth throughout conversation and comedy tales. They also have many guests that come on the show. Zaya just released the 9th season of The Zaya Show. So shout out to him. He was on my show for season 6 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. I will confirm here that he will be back on the show on the second half of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast season 9. So look out for bringing Zaya back on the show. And yeah, and also you never know, you might see me on his show in the future. So shout out to Zaya and congrats on the new season. Keep doing your thing, bro. The next show that we're gonna talk about is Reminiscence in Quartz, hosted by Dane T. And this show is a music podcast show which has ways of unlocking memories and all about the moments hidden within the melodies in each episode. And this is also one of the new shows that I started listening to. And I like that, she talk about pretty much a song, and she dived deep into it. And this is a really good show. And check out Reminiscent and Quartz podcast. The next show I'm going to talk about is the Redefining Wellness podcast, hosted by Neek. And this podcast is a fitness podcast. She talk about anything health related, from health, from the weight. She had guests come on the show, and this is a really dope show. She was on my show last season of Mr. Gentleman Like Her podcast, and she is killing it. And continue to support the Redefining Wellness podcast. Shout out to her. She's killing it. Keep doing your thing. And the last show that we're going to talk about is Podcast Cafe, insight for podcasters from podcasters, hosted by Haley. And this podcast serves everything you need to know about podcasting, from tips to strategy for podcasters by podcasters. And this is a really good show. She have segments called the Espresso episodes where she pretty much dives tips on podcasting. She had many podcasters that come on the show, and they share their journey of being a podcaster. And even she come on her show and share her journey as well. So this is also a show that I've been listening to for a minute. And this is a really dope show. Check out the Podcast Cafe. If you need tips about podcasting, this is a good show to listen to. So check out the show. Check out the 5 shows that's on this week. Mr. Gentleman, like that shout out. Blowing the Lid podcast, the Zaya Show, Reminiscence in Quartz, Redefining Wellness podcast, and the Podcast Cafe, insights for podcasts from podcasters. That is this week with the Gentleman, like that shout outs. Chill! And of course, add me on Good Pods, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Pod caters to many independent podcasters. We see what everybody listens to. We can rate each other's shows, and we have the charts. And at this time for Mr. Gentleman, like the achievements, where we spotlight everything Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast is doing. And at this time, it's time for the Good Pod charts for top 100 shows. We are number 4 for the normal charts, and number 2 for the indie charts. For society and culture, we are back to number 1. This is our first day being back to number 1 for normal charts and the indie charts. For personal journal, we are still number 1. We've been number 1 for 30 days. So check it. Shout out to everybody who's been listening to Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast, Good Podcast. Really, really means a lot. Also, shout out to everybody that's been listening to the episode 171, that 90 Music Fellows with Naya. That episode been number 1 for top 100 episodes for 4 days. So I just want to say thank you, everybody who took the time to listen to this episode. It really means a lot. It was a really fun episode doing it, Naya. And thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for everybody to get in this episode number 1. Naya is the 4th guest that been on Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast, who went to number 1 on Good Pod. First was Victoria J, then was Sharice, then with Raphael, and now Naya. So I just want to say thank you, Naya, for coming on the show. Thank you to everybody that really enjoyed this episode and got this episode for number 1, which also was the longest episode that been number 1 for top 100 episodes. So yeah, once again, thank you everybody that have been checking out Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast, Good Pod, and it really, really means a lot. Once again, I thank you. And check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com. You can check out every episode of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, all 255 episodes of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. You can watch every video of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. You can check out every guest who's been on Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. All 82 guests have been on Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. You can check out all my guest appearances that I've been doing. More guest appearances coming real soon. And check out the official merch of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. www.mrgentlemanlikethepodcaststore.dasher.com. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, hats, and many more. Support the merch store so we can upgrade your listening experiences. So check out the official merch store of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast. www.mrgentlemanlikethepodcaststore.dasher.com. And check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle Podcast. www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. Once again, thank you everybody who tuned in to the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. It really means a lot. And thank you. As you already know, this is the mid-season finale of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And we will be taking a short break. So if you missed Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, you can check out the first 8 episodes of season 9 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Shout out to the guests that have been on the show so far. From the All-Star Wrestling crew, Aaron Quinto Sands, Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, and from Let's Talk About It podcast, Tamika Ford, Koru, from Visit Vegas Places, Jeffrey Char Fleming, Naya, from Up and Nana, for coming back on the show so far. And yeah, and Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast will be returning on October 26th. Save the date, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Second half of season 9 will be returning on October 26th. So once again, thank you everybody for tuning into the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Have a good day or night while be listening to this episode.
This the star Roddy Rod, and you are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.